I've been sharing monthly income breakdowns of both of my Etsy shops for quite some time, but today I want to zoom out a little bit and show you the full picture. I quit my corporate job in January of 2024 and have been fully supporting myself with print-on-demand income for a little over a year and a half now. And in this video, I want to walk you through what that actually looks like. In total, I've been making money with print-on-demand for almost 3 years now. And in that time, my business has grown exponentially. I've been able to diversify my income, where print on demand and the chunk that we're going to be diving in today is really only just one leg of my business as a whole. I do have a separate video on my channel that breaks down all of my different income streams. I will link that up above if that's something that you're curious to check out. But today, as I mentioned, we are just focusing in on print on demand income and what that looks like. Did it replace my corporate salary? What does my take home pay look like? How do I pay myself? What do I pay myself? How do I pay for taxes? What do I save for taxes? We're going to get to all of the finer details because revenue is not the goal, profit is. Revenue is flashy, revenue looks great on a thumbnail, but if a business is bringing in a ton of revenue and not actually making enough money to take home and sustain their life, their living, is it really a business worth celebrating? I don't think so. Now I have my laptop here, so I have some of the information at my fingertips. I've also, as you can see, made this incredible pie chart. I bought a protractor just to be able to do this. And these sizes are probably not exact. I did my best. I eyeballed it. But as I share some of the amounts in these, you might be thinking,
Taylor, those slices of the pie don't look as accurate as they should be.
they're as close as I could get it. So take it or leave it. I'm going to be sharing all the numbers. You're going to get the data. You're going to get all of the analytics, all the juicy numbers that you want to see. Ignore the slices on the pie chart if they don't seem exactly 100% to size. Now, these numbers that I am sharing, this is my income for 2 print-on-demand shops for January all the way through the end of July. So this is going to be adding up all of the costs for shop 1, all of the costs for shop 2, and bringing you to my overall profit between my 2 print-on-demand businesses. And I'm gonna break that down even more into what I actually take home. So let's start off with the biggest one, which is going to be our production cost. This is what I'm paying to my print providers, so Printify, Printful, for example. And I have lumped in all of the costs that go into production, as well as I did lump shipping costs into this production section as well. This is by far the largest expense, and to date, January to July, I have spent $142,969.10. This is why you want to be utilizing a business credit card if you are doing a print-on-demand business model, because this is all cash flow coming through my business card that I am earning rewards on. So I can use these reward points for things like travel, airfare, hotels, and I've been able to rack up quite a few free little travel trips just from money that I have to be spending to sustain my business. Next, we have Etsy fees. Etsy fees always, I think, get a little bit of a bad reputation, but I honestly think Etsy fees are probably the more generous fees of selling online, having an e-commerce type business. Etsy fees really aren't that bad, considering Etsy is a marketplace that has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people coming through their website every single year. Something that if you have your own website, there's fees with that involved as well. And you then have to have an increased marketing fee and marketing expense in order to get traffic to your shop, and to get that level of traffic to your shop, that's a lot of money. So have, of course, whatever opinion you will on Etsy fees. I don't mind Etsy fees, but this is a pretty large chunk. For January to July so far this year, I have spent $35,427.49 on my Etsy fees. This is something that as I price my products, I am accounting for Etsy fees. I know what's going to be taken out with each sale that I do make. So I just make sure that I'm still pricing accordingly to ultimately get to the profit that I want to be at. Next, let's talk about tools. With a print-on-demand business, honestly, there's not a ton of expenses that you have to put out every single month and put into the business. but tools are something that I have invested in. There are some that I would say you do need for print on demand. Others are kind of at your discretion for what you're creating and what you are doing with your print on demand business. For me, one of the tools that I've added into this section is I pay for Printify Premium. Most of my subscriptions, most of the tools that I do pay for and that are in this chunk right here, I usually just pay the annual price for them because I find that you usually get a little bit of a better deal, like 10-20% off if you just pay up front. So I do that. I also pay for eRank and for Canva. There are other tools that I use in my print on demand business, but full transparency, I have been gifted some subscriptions that I use in my business. So I'm very fortunate that I don't have as many costs as I could have in this section. But so far this year, in terms of tools, I have paid $461.98. I know this is a lot of money for tools. You really don't need to start with a ton of tools. When I started, I didn't have any expenses really in my tools category besides Canva. Canva is something that I paid for since day one, but everything else I find is helpful, but not 100% necessary. And so I recommend just starting with what you can and do free trials, find out what you like. You don't have to have everything. Heck, I started my print on demand business. I literally didn't even have a laptop when I first started print on demand. I just had an iPad. So I started with an iPad, didn't have any tools, and was still able to completely replace my corporate salary in that timeline. So don't let tools or what you have feel like a limiting factor. I promise you, you can literally do anything. Yes, it might take a little bit longer. You might have to find some different little hacks and ways of doing things, but if there's a will, there's a way. You can do it. Miscellaneous expenses, these are going to be things like mock-ups, different office supplies. I like to use Post-it notes a lot in my office and just kind of part of my workflow. Really anything else that I can qualify as a business expense that I'm using for my business, I put into this miscellaneous pie slice. And this year I don't have an exact number. This one I was having a little bit of difficulty adding things up, but I rounded up, I ballparked, and I've spent about $420 on miscellaneous things for my business this year. After all of that, that is leaving me with my gross profit. So all of the money that is still left in my account after I've paid production, Etsy fees, tools, miscellaneous, January to July. So far this year, my gross profit is $98,160.47. So yes, this is what I made after costs. However, this is not what I make after taxes. We still have to divide this chunk into two separate ones, what I am going to be paying in taxes, and then also, or I should say, not what I'm going to necessarily be paying in taxes, what I'm setting aside for taxes. And then, of course, also then there is my take-home pay, which I think naturally, that's what most people are curious about, what that really looks like. So let's break that down. Before we do that though, oh my God, I had a hair in my mouth. Oh my gosh, it's stuck on my finger. Okay, I got it. All right, so taxes. I am putting a disclaimer right here that this is not tax advice for you. This is not legal advice. This is not business advice. This is not any form of advice that you could blame me for if you took and followed and it didn't work out in your favor. This is just what I was personally advised to do. And in the almost 3 years that I've been doing this, this has worked quite well for me, my business, and what I do. When it comes to taxes, I set aside 30% of this number right here for taxes. That doesn't necessarily mean that all 30% of this that I sit aside then goes to taxes. I am not a tax expert, but everybody has different circumstances, dependents, houses, all types of different things can change what that looks like. I also have changed my business structure a little bit, and I am what's considered an S corp. So I pay myself a salary. That's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. That kind of comes into my take home pay. But Taxes, I set aside 30%. I personally like to put that money into a high yield savings account because then it's sitting and it's earning a higher rate of interest. And I use Ally for my high yield savings account. I'm not like sponsored or anything like that by Ally, but I really do like their high yield savings accounts. I have like a personal referral link. I don't think that everybody can use it. I think though, if you do, you might get a incentive, a higher rate or something like that if you are curious about opening a high yield savings. I'll put that link down below if you wanted to check out that for a savings. So for my taxes slice, oh gosh, don't fall on me. Here we go. All right, we'll put that right there. Now for taxes to date, I have set aside $29,874.44. I think with that, we can all let out a collective groan because taxes. Now our next chunk, the take home chunk. So this is the true, at the end of the day, what I have left after I've saved for taxes, I've spent all of the money that I have to in my business. Let's put this little piece of pie right in there. It's looking a little crazy, but I think you still get the gist. So far this year, the take home in my business has been $68,825.04, which I can say is more than what my 9 to 5 salary was, which is crazy because this is just from January to July. I am so grateful I ever even discovered print on demand and decided to take a shot at it. I truly say to my husband every single day that I am so blessed and so grateful, and I can't believe my life sometimes. I don't share a lot about my personal life, but I have been a single mom. I feel like when I think back to certain times of my life when my son was younger, there was a lot of just feeling complacent. I didn't really have any ambition. I didn't really have any goals. I didn't really think that I could achieve anything else. And print on demand has given me such a newfound confidence and trust in myself and brought back a spark that I just feel like kind of was diminished for quite some time. But I'm not going to keep rambling on that because I can feel myself getting hot and like I'm going to get emotional. So we're going to just put that right there. And so that is the take home pay. Now, something I do want to add with this take home pay is this isn't just the money that I transfer out of my account, put into my personal account. I am, as I mentioned earlier, set up as an S corp, which means that essentially my business pays me a salary. So I am an employee of my business. I get paid a salary out of this take home pay essentially that is in my business. And I do personally choose to leave some of this money in the business. I have a lot of goals, things that I want to do to grow my business down the line and continue to diversify my income streams and just, I don't know, the world is limitless and I'm excited to see what comes in the future. And if you want to follow along in that journey and see what this continues to grow and look like, what my other streams of income look like, then don't be shy. Go ahead and boop that subscribe button down below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That just lets me know that you gained something from it. I'm hoping that this visual breakdown gives some perspective as to kind of where everything goes and the costs. Truly, just a few years ago, I would have looked at this and just thought that there's no way that I would be able to make something like this work for me. But what I've learned is that your results change when your systems change. It doesn't happen overnight, but small little incremental things that you do to change your path and change your journey, those are the things that are going to get you to where you want, whether it's this, whether it's another type of opportunity, you want to diversify your income. Like I said, the limits are endless. And so for me, one of those systems and changes that I made in my life was starting my first print on demand business. And since then, I've been so fortunate to diversify. I have my second print on demand business that goes into all of this. I've also, of course, started my content creation journey here with you guys, and I do coaching, digital offers. There's so many different things that I've started to dip my toes in, and I wouldn't have been able to do all of those things without having built this foundation as my stepping stone, my gateway drug to entrepreneurship, so to speak. I'm not here to tell you that it's easy. I'm just here to remind you that it is possible. If this video gave you any clarity, an aha moment, some encouragement, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about any of this, also leave them in the comments down below. But all that to say, I hope that you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.